Welcome to Dumfries in Scotland and to the World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship 2014. And the championships will be coming to you from the Dumfries Ice Bowl in the middle of town. I'm Richard Harding, and Sarah Carlson is going to help me today with this commentary. We bring you live coverage of the game between Canada and Sweden in the opening round for this section. There are different groups in the World Mixed Doubles. And as you can see, we have not had any play so far in Group B. These are the teams taking part: Brazil, Canada, Estonia, Finland, Kazakhstan, and also Latvia, Scotland, Slovenia and Sweden. And I guess Canada, Scotland and Sweden on paper might be the favourites, but you never know with mixed doubles.
No, certainly not.
So we have, representing Canada, Kimberly Tuck and Wayne Tuck, and the coach is very experienced Jim Waite. And for Sweden it is Camilla Johansson and Per Norén, and their coach is Mikael Andersson. These are the rules of play for mixed doubles: 2 players, 1 male, 1 female, 6 stones per team. 1 stone is pre-placed, 46 minutes of playing time, 8 ends. Each player gets to play either the 1st and 5th stones or the 2nd, 3rd and 4th stones. Players can switch positions, both players can sweep, and there's no takeouts until after the 4th stone of each end. We'll keep you up to date with these rules as we rumble through this first game. And you can see our Swedish team being honoured this afternoon, just before they start.
Susan Bryson will now present gifts to Team Scotland. Gina Aitken, Bruce Mowat.
And on the adjoining sheet we can see Gina Aitken and Bruce Mowat representing Scotland. They also getting presented this morning with these mementos from the organising committee here in Dumfries. And play will start momentarily. As you can see from the board, the hammer or last stone advantage in the first end belongs to Canada.
Yeah, both teams struggled a bit with their last stone draw, but Wayne Tuck, I think, made it to full 8 foot, so they got hammer. But then again, Per Norén said that, well, we missed the rings on both the 2 games in the previous World Championship, and they still made it to silver, so it was still an improvement. They will be the first team to play when the game starts.
So Kimberly Tuck and her husband Wayne Tuck qualified for Canada, and the pre-placement of the stones just being put in place by one of the game umpires.
Yeah, the team with hammer will start with 1 stone just back of the button, as you see the red Canadian stone right there, and the team without hammer will start with a centre guard. So this first shot that we're going to see Per Norén play, it's a very traditional come around freeze. It's pretty much always the first shot of each end.
En lite lång.
Per indicating he put a bit much on this, but it's looking really good. Nice first shot by the Swedes. Per was really solid with that during the Swedish Championship. There was a lot of teams playing. He just kept nailing that first one, and they ended up winning.
So Per will play the first stone here and the fifth stone, and Camilla Johansson will play stones 2, 3 and 4 for Sweden. And for Canada it's going to be the other way around. Kimberly Tuck is going to play the first and last stones, and Wayne Tuck, her husband, is going to play stones 2, 3 and 4.
Oh, really?
And it will probably take an end or two for those familiar with watching curling on the television to just get to understand some of the niceties of the mixed doubles game.
Yep, here's Camilla Johansson for Sweden, and this is the third stone being played, which means that she's still not allowed to remove any stones out of play, not even the ones that are in the rings. It's the next stone that we see, it will be Canada's. They will be allowed to remove stones. But she gets a really nice little roll there, gets a red one in behind the tee line, and lines the yellow up, so good result.
I'd say like at least a second.
Yeah.
Are you sweeping? Wayne. Wayne.
It's good to know if you're going to
sweeping?
sweep or not. We see teams have a different approach. Some teams, you know, the player play the stone and then stay and call the line, and the skipper will run up to sweep, or you can run up and sweep your own stone. So Wayne Tuck is going to come around the other side.
Okay, line's a bit
It's not a
tight.
lot of room for him
Close,
to
yeah.
stay.
Room. How's weight?
Weight's close.
Okay, well, close.
Back
Close,
forward.
yep.
It's looking
Gotta
pretty
hit
good.
it,
Really curling
Yep,
now, though.
Yep, yes. Okay. I know I need to tick off the top
I
one.
know.
Well, he might actually been better to touch the front of these two stones across and not that one, because he's now put it into a little nest behind the tee line. Sweden, both their counters are in front of the tee line.
Yeah, it is Canada with shot stone, but it's a big advantage in mixed doubles to control the front of the rings. So the shot stone is behind the tee line.
Ja, kör på då.
If Camilla can lock one on here, they're going to look really sharp. I think it's a bit short though.
It is, and I've noticed in the practice a little bit that they misread the draw weight. It looks as if it's going quite quickly, and then it slows down quite quickly. It's a little bit of a feature of the atmospherics in this building.
Yeah, okay.
Struggled a lot with the humidity,
Might miss it.
and there's additional equipment being installed to reduce that humidity, so the stones should glide more easily as time wears on. Here at the moment they're just looking a little sticky towards the end of their path, and they're catching the players out a little bit.
Yeah, it's also, it starts curling a lot more towards the end, and when you've only got one sweeper and you might not be able to sweep in the beginning, and then once you catch up the curl's already started, and a lot of the times it's too late. There's a bit of an angle on the yellows, so Wayne is going to try and get some movement on both of them. Wreck the guard instead. Not the worst thing, but they do have hammer, but it's looking pretty good for the Swedes now. They can use both of their front yellows.
Need more ice in that.
Well, I think that probably was as good a shot as any for Canada at that stage, just to open the front up. They need to get at these yellow stones, I think.
So just tapping this yellow up could remove the one on the button or tap it back a little bit,
Låt
but
den gå själv.
don't need to remove it totally. Just leave it there as a
Ingenting.
catcher would be really good for the Swedes.
Ja, kom igen då.
Oh, but she left it too short.
Ja, men det är bra det där.
Well, the angle's not looking quite so good now for Sweden. Their stones are still lying advantageously, but
Right here.
Okay,
in
let's
the
hold
back
on.
of the ring is the
Right.
counting Canadian stone.
Yeah, because right now he plays this, right?
It's starting to look difficult for Canada to ever score 2, though.
That's
What if you play
absolutely
this
right,
one?
yeah.
And if you can force your opponent to
Okay, so
1,
this lines it up
it's what you
now,
want to
right?
do in a regular curling game, but if you can do it in mixed doubles,
Same
it's
way.
even better
Okay,
before,
you're playing this one
because
first or that
That
one?
it's not rare that we
Is that
see
not
teams
right?
scoring 3s or 4 or even 5.
Okay, a little bit more. Half rock.
Yeah.
So Wayne Tuck want to get rid of the top yellows and leave a red one just on the centre line there.
Well, sensing the possible danger of losing or facing many yellow stones with the last stone of the end, and that will be played by Kimberly Tuck.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
Did he manage to fix it?
Play the other one.
He's not sweeping.
Play
Yep.
the other one.
Yep.
So now it's up to Kimberly to try and hold the line and get the other double. Ah, that's one way of making it too.
Okay.
So still Canada with shot stone.
Marginalkort. Det spelar ju ingen roll.
Well, that's wobble of the week so far. We'll see how if anybody can beat that.
Well, the
Vad
week
händer
has
om vi
just
kommer
gotten
i den?
started.
Oh yes, but it's definitely number 1.
Yeah, well,
So
there was also a couple of games going on this morning.
Vi behöver
course.
bara peta om 5 centimeter.
A total of 34 teams in the mixed doubles. So a lot of games in a week. And Panarin, he's just going to tap this yellow one up a bit, saying that if I leave this short, that will be absolutely fine. Would you agree?
well, I think it depends very much on the line and whether he prevents a raise shot from Canada. But
Is there a really good race for them to score more than one, though?
well,
I think
that's-
it'd be pretty
Lite
risky.
tuffare!
It's not short.
Kom och svänga bra här nu. Var med. Det är bra fart.
Coming down now, calling this good weight. And is that enough for shot stone?
well, that was a really good shot from Per
Ja, det är
Lorraine.
skott där.
Jill, can we have my mic's hot?
Because he has tucked that in, making it incredibly difficult to get it
Is it out?
removed.
Are we good now?
He's,
Okay, sorry. Thanks.
well, I wonder who lies first shot there.
I think it might be Sweden. Well, it's
I think
difficult
it is.
because I heard Panarin say shot stone, but I didn't hear him saying if it was Sweden or Canada. So
Yeah, it looks a little bit like Canada, and if it is, they will.
they're just going to throw it away.
Yeah, they're not going to get 2.
One yellow.
It's even a steal of 1 for Sweden. They couldn't really do much. If they made a play there, they would have risked maybe losing 2 instead.
Exactly.
So nice shot by Panarin, and they will get away with a steal in the first end. To expect this to be a very good game. Sweden's got the silver in 2012. Panarin was the coach last year when the Swedes also got the silver, and there are so many good curlers in Canada, and this team went to a big qualifying competition, beat Charlie Thomas and Kaylin Park in the final, so they sure have a lot of experience too.
Well, this is a relatively new game, the mixed doubles. And in Canada, these final stages are 32 team affairs. And Kimberly Tuck and Wayne Tuck, they qualified through. they came through the point system. There are qualifiers from each of the provinces, but the other teams come from a point system, and they go from 32 to 12 on the playoffs. I think the biggest name there was probably John Morris, who's world champion.
Yeah, played with Heather Smith-Dacey.
So they certainly earned their spurs to be here.
And once again, it's Sweden to start. Let's see if Per can make the first freeze as good as he made in the first end. Ooh. It's always tricky to when you have to sweep with your slider on, if you're not used to it. It's a good shot. It's not all the way down there, but you'd rather have it there than too long. If that first one is ever too long, then you're in big trouble straight away. He wasn't too happy with his sweeping.
Well, he put plenty of energy into it.
Close line.
Short plays.
You got close line. Yep, line. Yep,
Line only, line only.
Yep, line. Room. Room.
It's interesting how they
Lots
decide
room.
who's going to sweep.
Throw a little more. Little more. Little more. Little more. Little more. Little more. Little
Okay.
more. Little more.
I guess every team plays it differently. And it's just what you're more comfortable with. But it's definitely think it's a bit difficult if you normally sweep with your gripper and all of a sudden you play the stone and then you have to sweep it. And there's also the risk of people not finishing their deliveries because they're in a hurry to get up and sweep, and then we can see we've seen a couple of sloppy mistakes just from that.
Well, that can be a very real problem if you're just up and ready to sweep, because you do snatch the delivery at the end, or you can do. I always find that very difficult to do, run up and sweep. I must say I would favour calling the line from where I have delivered the stone and letting my other player do the sweeping, even if you run halfway down to do that.
Still the same way as you last time.
Problem
Yeah,
with
the
that
skip-
is the judgment of the weight, really, because it's difficult to do that if you're running at the stone and then joining it as it approaches you.
Yeah, definitely. And the skip needs to be behind the hog line, but we do see teams on draws when there are not a lot of stones in play actually just stand up by the hog line holding the broom, so then they can run down really fast and sweep. I think Per is still really tired from the sweeping he did. Wayne is coming around the outturn side.
Close.
Try and get a little tap or
Close, yep,
a good angle
yep.
freeze on the yellow to set
Yep,
themselves
line.
up.
Hard line. Hard line.
Backing.
All the way line.
Well, stone
All the
curling
way line.
quite a
hard,
lot.
Hard, you're on it. You're
Could
on
be
it.
onto the guard.
Yep.
Yes, he
Can you
is.
get it here?
No.
It's still rolling into the rings though.
Okay.
Remember, it's still Canada with the last stone advantage.
Bravet ska göra den här. Spela lite mer då.
So gonna play the yellow onto the both of the reds. Camilla has a very good upweight ability. It's not all the way up there, but
Yep.
she can definitely
Hey.
get a
Hey.
lot of granite moving.
Kom här. Japp, japp. Get it. Get it. Ja, bra.
Well, it's just going to roll out.
Yeah, it would have been good to keep that other yellow around.
No, that
Um,
was back here. I don't want to tap it too far.
Nice to have it better than the red, but it'll roll out.
Okay. Like I thought you were going to say, well, we're going to be here and you said in practice it was here to get this done, right? Let's go. Right at it. Let's go.
So are we seeing a little tap on the yellow, perhaps? Maybe push it back to sit 2, but still leave some backing.
So Wayne Tuck.
Wait's a little quiet.
Yep. Gotta go hard. Whoa.
Back 4.
Whoa.
Back 4.
Yep.
Back
Gotta go.
8.
Yep. Gotta go. Right to it. Hard. Okay.
Okay, good enough.
Won't push it back to sit 2, but leaves the shooter in a really good spot because I don't really think Sweden can get to it there. So they're going to need to come after and play the freeze themselves. Really important to get this in a good spot. If they ever just chip off the red, they're going to leave a double for Canada to sit 3.
Yeah, this one certainly needs to be accurate from Camilla Johansson.
Gärna curla. Ja, kom igen då. Hur lång är den?
She's very quick at the end of her delivery to get up ready for the sweeping.
Jag tar här,
Looks like
Camilla.
they get good line now. They just need it all the way down there.
Superbra.
It's a good shot.
Yeah, very good shot.
Yellow, I think.
A little difficult to decide who lies first shot here.
I think it's yellow. I don't know. What do you think?
Well,
At the last end, it
Thing
did
is,
look like Canada, but actually it
you
was
just go
Sweden.
here. We don't have anything for multiple. I got this. These 2 stay. I
This
missed
stays
that.
though, right?
Well, yeah, but that one's gonna have to stay. These are.
But then he's just going to come in and I'm going to have a tough one on my second one. So even if you go
Well,
here.
no. If he comes here, you've got that, right?
Right, but even if you go here, that's for sure our 1, right? And he's got to make a hard shot.
Not really for sure. I want. We go here, and he does this.
But then that rock stays, doesn't it?
No holds barred on the
It's
decision here.
All right, whatever.
Right?
I'm just not sure we want to play that.
Well,
He's going to draw another one in there, and then we're going to be in trouble.
the other thing you can do is hit and fly.
Then let him play the draw?
What are you gonna do?
Well, I don't like that. I
Okay.
definitely don't like that.
Okay.
I feel you either go here and let him play that. He has to make it.
Okay.
Why not? Why not?
Coaches?
Right? Make him throw a hard
Maybe a little bit
shot.
more.
Mikael Andersson
Your weight
is
pretty good, man.
the
You're back 4.
Swedish coach,
Yeah.
and Jimmy Waite.
I might have to go a hair more to
Canadian.
grow a little
A
further.
little slower out here then.
No, I don't want more.
A little slower then.
Well, Wayne Tuck has to make an accurate shot here. But I think the shot selection, which Kimberly has won the battle on, is the right one, actually. I think he's wrong in this case. She's right.
And why would you say he's wrong?
Well, I think she is right more than he's wrong. She wants to freeze onto that stone, and I think that's definitely what to play here if she can play it, or he can play it for her.
It's going to leave her an easier shot with her last, probably, and they could
Line's
even
good.
sit 2 if they make this good.
Well,
They
you gotta
just
go
need
for
to
weight.
move the yellow
Exactly.
a tiny bit, and then they force Sweden
Whoa, you
into.
can.
Well, they're going to have to play something perfect.
That's right.
Yep.
And
yep,
I think
yep,
they
get in
want
there,
to
Kim.
just
Go,
play
go,
a
go,
little
go,
bit
go.
safe in this second
Hard.
end, not get
Hard.
Oh, nice shot, Wayne.
too ambitious. That's a good shot
Sweet.
from Wayne Tuck. Nicely played. It certainly gives Sweden something to think about.
I think that's good.
I think early in the game you want to get a score on the board, preferably 2 in the case of Canada here, or more. But even a 1 just settles things down. It's the first game of the championship. Both the teams are up against, well, each of them are top opposition in this, top teams in this section, I would say. And so I just want to settle down with a shot or 2 on the board.
Den här borde ju stanna här.
Just thinking about what's going to happen here.
Men det är det som jag på om vi ska spela en take på den här.
Well, I
Hoppas
think
att den
if
inte rör den. Då är det så tunt som möjligt alltså. Spela en normal
Thinking
den
of
där då.
hitting this, but I'm wondering where second red will go, like the one that is frozen on, because
good
that
to-
might actually not end up in a great position for Sweden. I think it might just get their yellow.
Yes, I think it'll bounce back onto the yellow.
This is a guy that loves to throw runbacks and peels and doubles and triples, though.
So the left hand of these reds will go out.
Yeah.
The one on the right will get locked on the second one on the right and probably still remain there. He's not going to throw so much weight at
No.
this.
Yep.
Anyway, we'll see where that second red ends up. I think it could be first shot at the end of this.
Oh, it didn't move.
Aha.
And it left the yellow one
Finns
in
upp va?
quite a good place, I think, because if it's still yellow
one?
lying shot, then it's
I
going to
think
be
so.
difficult to score
Can we
two.
kiss it in? Can we kiss it in?
Well, the
You got this.
Yellowstone
tight.
just, it just went right across the top of that red stone and failed to move it at
Half
all,
rock.
which
Okay.
is probably to their advantage, actually. Sweden's advantage, so Kimberly Tuck.
Trying to race the red one in, I believe. And that's not a happy sound from Wayne.
Yep.
Last on of the second end.
Yep.
What will they have?
Hard. Hard.
Ooh,
Okay.
came close. I do
Well,
think it's another yellow steal.
One
Yeah.
yellow.
Do you want to measure? Let's measure that. Don't you think? Don't
I
you think that's a
think
measure?
Wayne says yellow. Kimberly
The-
says measure.
this,
do you think,
just
Josh?
No, I have to throw.
very slight connection on that yellow on the way past there was enough to pop it in for shot.
Yeah.
It looks like, but it's got to be measured to check whether it's 1 to Sweden.
Oh, no.
Well, it is going to be 1 to Sweden. They will steal a point, another point.
One
That's
yellow.
2 steals, and they lead 2-0 after 2 ends. Well, that was a little bit unfortunate for the two.
Yeah, they were setting up a
tucks.
good end to begin with.
Well, that shot set things up nicely. But the last one from Kimberly Tuck, just feathering the yellow stone and putting it in for shot, was a little bit unfortunate.
They did call it for shot even before that, though, so I don't really think she harmed them too much. And we can tell you that Japan has a 2-0 lead over Slovakia. Finland has a 2-0 lead over Estonia. Scotland, Latvia tied at 1 each. And Kazakhstan scored 2 in their first ever game in the World Mixed Doubles against Slovenia.
So in our feature game, Canada against Sweden. The end set up once more, and Canada for the third time hold the advantage of the last stone, but failing to convert that into any points so far. And once more, Perna Rain playing a really nice first shot right onto the button.
It's close.
Yeah, what the Swedes are doing is they are making sure that they control the front of the rings. Like they put their stones top 4, top 8 foot, and the Canadian stones have been a bit behind the tee line, and it just means that they can put no pressure on with them. Splits that a little bit. Still it leaves
13 on that.
a good
Coming up a bit.
spot for the Swedes to come to.
I like the way they've got the team set up here, the Swedes. I think They play the end well. Camilla can play all the shots, but they've really got an excellent shot maker in Per Noreen for the last stone if they need it.
Yeah, and he loves being, I think, the shot maker with the final stone, and Camilla is really consistent, and she's a really good curler, so they've really worked this out well.
Ja, det är jättebra.
They have, and actually he's particularly good with the first stone as well.
Yeah.
So I think they've got it very well balanced.
Okay.
Yeah, even at this early stage, I'm pretty impressed with how they've got a grip of this. I think they'll be in at the death as this mixed championship develops over the next few days.
Line's good. Well, if you can. How's the weight?
Weight's close.
Okay, whoa. Whoa. Close, Wayne. Yep.
And I think Kimberly Tuck and Wayne Tuck both just slightly
Good.
struggling with the weight.
They have swapped the playing order now, though. So Kimberly throwing 2, 3, and 4. Of course, you can switch positions in between the end, so you don't have to play the same position all the way through the game. And it could be a good thing as well. Well, I find with playing the 1 and 5 stones, the first draw is so important, but then you wait 3 stones and then you throw a hit or something. It could be really difficult to get the confidence with your draw weight, so good to switch things up and learn the ice and really get to know the weight. And it could also be a nice momentum change to switch it up.
Jävlar vad han dök. Ja, det är jättebra.
Well, just capturing that guard.
And now Canada have a chance to really make the rings
here,
look very
Solo,
red.
Slower down here.
Little bit, yeah.
Okay.
And the danger with this game, of course, is that you can very quickly be facing lots of opposition stones and find
heavy,
yourself
maybe.
in a big mess,
Little
losing
heavy.
lots of shots in one end.
Heavy.
Yeah, I think
No.
quite a common mistake in mixed double is that you don't have a lot of stones.
No.
So teams tend not to really bail out when they get out of trouble.
No,
They
no.
still try and freeze, and then
that's
they
fine.
get into a lot of trouble. So I
Weight
think
was great. It's
a
just
lot of the
ice.
teams that have done well over the years, they just realize that losing 2 is not the end of the world, so they go for the bailout, they give up a deuce, and then they're still fine with the game. Because if you get too cute with this just because it's mixed doubles, then you could end up losing a bundle.
That's right. It is a different strategy from the
Ja, lite lurigt
main
alltså.
the main curling game.
Den ska
No
spela
question
samma
about that.
fart.
And it calls for different skills. You've got to be able to
Försöka
jump
trycka
up
den
and
lite
sweep and
utåt.
change from heavy sweeping to having to play a delicate draw in the space of a few seconds. Get more time in the main game here. You're right on to the next component of the game. So here once more, Camilla Johansson.
Var med.
Var lite
Ja, var
hårdare.
med. Ingenting.
She is 43. She's played for
Ingenting.
30 years,
Finns det chans
Camilla,
att trycka den emellan här?
from Gävle
Ja, då, bättre så.
on the Baltic Sea coast of Sweden. We had a World Championship there a few years ago in 2004.
Nej, men vi låg ju tvåa sten.
Got a lot of one in here.
De ligger ju ett helt koppel på.
I believe it's Canada sitting 2. They are behind the tee line, but they also have that red one top 4-foot, so looking like a very good chance for them to set up here.
Gotta
So
go.
they have
Sweden
last.
only have
Yep.
one left, yeah.
Gotta go for
Yes, they have last stone advantage
Gotta go
here.
for weight. Gotta go for
Only
weight.
one stone
All
remaining.
the way. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Don't
But
curling. So you gotta go.
That
Go, go,
if
go,
this
go,
is
go.
short, remember Sweden has the in-off of their own as well.
Sorry.
And this over curls, so
Well,
giving
that's
Sweden a way out for sure.
Sorry, Hen.
great chance here for a hit and roll.
Are we okay?
Controlled
I gotta
weight
look at
because
that.
of the amount of ice they're giving here. They're going to play not too heavy, just catch the inside of that back red stone and roll in for shot. Make it tough for Canada to draw for one.
Now, even if they just come down and freeze onto this, they're going to be fine. Could be a very costly mistake. That draw coming up short and over curling.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been the worst thing to be a bit further up as well with that draw into the house.
Kanske lite tuff.
So,
Oh, this one's hanging wide though, but we've seen this side curl plenty. Ooh, will it be enough?
well, he's got plenty weight, but I think he's on the outside here. Oh, bad shot
Yes,
from
missed it. And it's a draw for 3, I
synd.
believe.
Lorraine.
Alldeles för tuff.
Well, no, give me more ice.
Right at it, let's go. Are you sweeping or me?
So easy to give a little bit too much weight when you know that you have all of that backing. Just give it too much and then you miss the line.
Well, he was very quick to play that shot. Just sometimes have to slow down a little bit and get everything in order before you play. I think he was caught between the weight and the line and just played a little bit overweight for the line required. Common mistake, very easy to do. So great chance for Canada now to draw for 3 here.
Has weight.
I think weight's there.
Yeah, lots
Tu-
of room.
Oh, not touching this
Lots of room.
this
either.
is big weight.
Is it coming down now though?
Gotta go by
You're
ours.
past it, you're past
to
it, you're
curl.
past it, you're past it, you're past it, you're
Oh.
past it. Okay. Yeah, that spot's different. 2 red.
Okay, so it's a 2 for Canada and they will
2.
tie the game
Kan
up
hända att det var
at
lite
2
man
each
kommer
after
ungefär samma.
3 ends.
Staying or switching back?
Stay.
Okay.
Yeah, and surprisingly 2 quite poor shots to finish with in that end.
Wayne, do you want, you have to throw first.
Yeah, opportunity back and forward there for a while, but
Which one do you want to throw?
I throw 3-4. You throw whatever. You
I
still
know.
throw 7-8.
But I have to throw an extra one. So which 2 do you want?
That's 3-4 is what I threw.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. Good shot, Wayne. That one just ran straighter, right?
It's just a quick spot.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit too much weight was the problem, I think, more than the line. So Canada picking up 2 and losing the advantage of last stone. And this will be the first time that the Swedes have last stone in this game. Well, just a bit heavy for the line that they took with that last stone there, I think.
yeah, I think would have curled to a nice spot, but it was just hack weight-ish. It's not really going to do it right there. So he has a chance to find the draw weight right back though.
Close line.
This time Wayne tuck to try and
Close
make
line.
the
Line only.
Yep,
tricky
line.
first
Line only.
freeze.
Yep, line. All the way line. How's the weight? All the way line, all the way line.
You sure?
Room, you're by, you're by.
Well, that's the room, I think.
I know, but you got one sweeper and it's carving in there. I just don't want to leave it.
Okay.
Okay, good.
So taps it back a bit. It's a nice shot, but I think if you're Sweden, you'd rather have it tapped back because it means that you have separation between the stones and you can move the red, and if they can even get to nose of this or maybe the inside, they'll be sitting quite nice.
So
Bättre
once
fart.
more,
Ja, det är Kalle.
Per Lorraine.
Det är nog bara dit.
Helt Kalle, ligger långt ut.
So waiting on this to dive. Got perfect weight.
Man blir lite feg när man kommer den där jävla bomben uppåt. Vill man i alla fall försöka minska lite. Jag ligger ju rätt okej än.
Ja.
Just talking about like how it mentally affects you that he played the last stone, his last shot in the previous end was really heavy, and now he had to really think about being brave enough to bring the weight down. And he did a good job.
Line's fine.
Okay.
Looks a little light. Line's good. Roll if you can. 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 Yep. Yep. Yep.
You can still wait.
Okay, it's starting to go sideways. It's like picking.
That's fine. Good.
It's a good angle there.
Yep, and Wayne Tuck was hovering over that stone, ready to sweep if he thought it was necessary. And you can tell as well the line when you're going at that speed, not too fast. You're watching it against the centre line. You know already how much curl it's taking, so it's not too complicated.
No, Sweden's going to play the freeze on the other side.
Kom här! Japp!
Try and create a wall around the red shot stone.
Längre.
Yep. Den är kort.
Calling is short, it's really a great option though, because they're just going to end up double guarding this.
Synd då.
A little bit short with that one.
Tänkte man egentligen om man kunde spela liksom den här. För säker. Alltså putta undan den här lite grann. Då har han legat bakom. Kanske är dumt. Man kanske säga att med marginal och dutta.
Yeah, just talking about that probably being better if it was heavy and tapping the shot stone rather than what they did now, which was basically giving it another guard and making it more difficult to get to it.
Yep, line, you can buy the yellow. Yep.
Absolutely.
Hard. Hard. Hard.
Is he going to be by?
Hard. Okay.
Not really. Ends up in a pretty usable place though. It's always trickier when you only have one sweeper.
It's not horrible. It's in the way. I was thinking I could throw the same as I threw over here down here. This side, I think, slower coming this way still.
Well, need to be a little bit conscious of number of stones remaining in the end here.
Get out.
Yeah. I just thought Wade was good.
Spela normal då. Det gör ingenting om det blir garden.
Can I go for the double, saying if you wreck on the guard and that's fine. So want to get pretty much to nose of the top red next to Per's broom. Remove both of the reds.
Japp! Japp! Jenny! 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 Ligger jättebra! Jenny!
Calling it to look good. What's he got? Oh, will just feather the shot one, but gets it in a better angle for Sweden.
Yes, that could be a good angle if they get to use it with the next stone.
Almost didn't think you could hit too much of that red, but they could.
Well, yes, exactly. Sweeping vigorously there to try and hold the line, but in fact it just overcurled a fraction. Left the red stone lying in the back of the house there, belonging to Canada.
You still have another rock? Did you throw 3?
What?
Did you throw 3?
Yeah. I threw. Yes, I did. Sorry.
And it's always, it can get a bit tricky
Yeah,
with the mixed doubles, keeping count of how many stones you've played.
Wait a second. Wait.
Wait a minute, there's something wrong here.
Why is this?
Because
No, she
there
still
should
has
only be
another
one
one.
stone remaining,
Yeah.
and there are 2, so something gone wrong.
You gotta say you
Do I
have.
have another rock?
Huh?
Do I have another rock to
Why
throw?
do we have extra rocks down there?
Yeah. Do I have another one? I must have another one.
Oh my god. Do you?
What?
I don't know.
Okay, so maybe need to do a little counting here.
Well,
Just track the end back.
8, 6 is when we turf.
I thought I threw 3. Obviously, I only threw 2.
So Kimberly Tuck thinks she's already played 3 stones, but in fact she must only have played 2. Well, if they can't keep count, just think of us having to try and keep count.
What's that?
Well, we do have pen and paper, so we should be able to write it down.
Well, there are 8 stones in a normal curling game, and those 2 in the middle at the back are the 2 that are not being played at all in the end. So they're parked in a different place so as you don't get mixed up with them. And that means that the others do get played or placed. So there are 2 Canadian and 2 Swedish stones remaining. Sweden with last stone advantage on this end for the first time in the game, the 4th end. So
I think they're just guarding this.
Mine's good. Over and off. Over and off.
Okay, good.
they are doing that, just stopping the rays on these.
The red, yellow, red combination.
We'll get the hang of it by the end of the week.
So it was probably the shot to play, guard that raise option for Sweden. And I think, well, you can tell us what Narine is saying, but I think he wouldn't mind clearing these front stones off there.
No. They were talking about just removing the top one and playing it quite thin and then maybe getting the back ones instead, but I'm not sure. I think it's just removing the top guard. If they got both, that would certainly be good.
Yep. Certainly leave more options with the final stone.
Oh. Oh. That was a bit unfortunate. Because now Canada can sit till I3. No, can hit till I3.
If I roll out or something.
Should curl, right? With control?
You should. Like here?
Yeah, that was...
Like that?
That was a bit unlucky, I would say.
You're sweeping. You're sweeping.
Okay. Right at it.
Yes, you're trying to clear the front stones off, but the angle was such that it disturbed the shots in the house and left them lying distinctly to Canada's advantage. However, I think they need the roll off this yellow stone at the back to make the shot tougher for Sweden. Remember, Sweden have last stone here.
Yep.
2 stones to go. This one from Wayne Tuck and then one from Per Narine.
Yep, gotta go hard. Hard, Kim, gotta go. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go! Hard! Hard! Right to it!
Oh.
Right to it!
Okay.
She was close, but made a nice one. Has left a bit of a pocket though, but
Well,
really asking the question of Per Narine.
Yeah,
Close to the first one, close to the second one.
but the important thing there, I think, Sarah, was to get that roll in behind the cover. And that was achieved. It really means if Per, we'll listen to what they have to say, but we're in a bit of a mess here. The out-turn draw right round to that back red stone is probably the shot to go for, but
yeah, Per is a bit insecure about the draw weight there. He's just saying that too many draws have been missed. We've been caught in this spot and he doesn't feel like it, so he's just going with his guts. This is a tricky shot. You could lose 2.
he's almost certainly going to lose 1 here with this attempt, but as we said before, sometimes it's a case of cutting the shots down. Well, oh my goodness, that was a bit of a release.
Oh,
No
and
calling,
nothing.
wide side, I think.
Give up a 2. I think he just popped that a little bit.
Well, it was a bit of a rushed-looking delivery to me.
Yeah, tight, just a bit tight on line, and then popped it a bit with this release. Just never gave it a chance.
So Canada, from losing 2 steals, stolen points in the first 2 ends to Sweden, bounced back with 2 twos to lead 4-2 at the halfway point here.
Running, so I guess.
Yeah, of course, it's an 8-end game. We see it's Camilla's unlucky shot there.
Well, that was the one that did for Sweden, really.
Yeah.
That set it up for Wayne Tuck to hit and roll to lie 3.
Yeah, half of the game is done, so the players will have a short break. And we will be back before the second half with a recap of the first 4 ends. But you can see the standings there. It's 4-2 to Canada.
So we can just recap here. Kimberly Tuck throwing her last stone away in the first end, and Sweden stealing a point to lead by 1-0 at that stage. And here Sweden looking in good shape. Again, Kimberly Tuck going for the hit and just skiffing that Swedish counter. Not sure whether it added to the point or just... Anyway, 1 point of a steal, so it's Sweden leading 2-0 and looking in good control after 2 ends. But here, Wayne Tuck with a free draw for 3, failing to make it.
When do you want to
Canada pick
I
up
throw 3-4. You
juice
throw whatever.
to tie the
I
game
know.
at
7-8.
2-2
But I have to throw.
after the third end. And then after an unlucky shot from Camilla Johansson, Per Noreen with this rather rushed job, trying to clear 2 Canadian stones out, only getting 1. Always going to lose 1 point, but in the end giving up 2, and now Sweden trail Canada 2 shots to 4, or
Yep, yep,
Four.
yep.
No.
in favour
Gotta get to
of
nose, Kim.
Canada. So here we are, 5th end, and Sweden keep the last stone.
Okay, you want me to leave
Wayne
3
Tuck
and 4?
playing stone number 1 and number 5 here. And just tapping that stone back with his first shot of the end. Interesting, because when Per Noreen was playing these shots, the very first stone of the end, he was favouring coming up a little bit shorter. And now we've seen Canada tapping it back. Different tactic.
Yeah, different tactics. I mean, it's always nice to have short stone, but I think I prefer when it's a bit shorter, because you really want to control the top 8, top 4 foot in order to put pressure on your opponent. This one picked.
Så vi ska börja
I
ta
was
lite mindre is
still a bit long though.
Nu hade jag ju in på vippen.
Just losing its handle at the
Men
end
ändå.
and
Alltså,
drawing
jag vill
away
utnyttja
from the
sotningen, ja, även om-
Canadian stone instead of towards it.
Yeah, so because they didn't really get an angle, Kimberly can now find the inside of the yellow and sit in a really good position.
Line's good.
Still, well,
Yep,
still
line.
Sweden with the last
Hard
stone.
line.
We want to make sure
Hard
that they
line,
keep
Wayne.
some yellows lying
Hard
around.
line, Wayne. Hard line, Wayne. Okay, roll it off, roll it off. Whoa, whoa.
And there's the tiny little tick on the guard.
Okay.
Well, the shot she wanted was to just tap the yellow back and roll in behind that guard, but instead just touching it, rolling into the front of the house. So
Får du slå på den här?
with that stone
Asking, are you allowed
Bara
to hit
styrning
this?
så då.
And the answer is no.
Bara en liten styrning så.
The next Canadian
Spela så här
stone.
ungefär då.
Well, she is, isn't she? It's the 4th stone played. Or am I wrong here? How's your counting, Richard? Can you figure this out?
this
I
is
think she is.
Camilla's first shot.
Yeah, but she's on the team with hammer,
Kom med.
so she should be
Correct.
able to hit this.
Yes.
Kom med.
Bakåt
Japp,
då kanske?
japp.
I'm sure
Yeah.
someone will correct me pretty
Rent.
fast if I'm
No,
wrong.
you're right.
Lite knappt
Var rent.
fart.
Japp, japp.
But not wanting to hit it, just wanted to.
So maybe she just tricked him because she didn't feel like it.
I think that's what happened. Yep.
Ja då.
Well, she's got quite a nice
Ja,
result
jättebra,
out of
så
that.
jag sopar den hela vägen. Den äter ju allt det där.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe not. Just left a double for Canada to sit 3, I believe.
Don't
Hey,
know
Kim.
if they can get at that
If it hangs, you can do
because
this
of
too. It's
the
fine.
guard.
Okay.
Okay.
Even though they're pointing at it, I think it's
I
pretty
think
tight,
it's there.
tight line to do that.
Well, let's see. I think it looks like it's there. If she has to wait for it.
She'll be hitting the further back of the 2 stones first,
Yeah.
so she might not be able to spring the other one very far across.
Well, it'll still leave her
Big
Okay.
weight.
sitting in a good position, but she will hit the red.
Okay.
Not really what they were aiming for.
There's way too
No,
much
that
ice.
one wasn't very close, I'm
That's
afraid.
right, okay?
Yeah, there's way too much ice.
Det här är en bra alternativ, men frågan om jag inte ska dra hit en till.
Ja. Bara dit då.
Ja. Förra farten är bra.
So just going to freeze on top of this. Again, keep leaving the red one sitting shot, but they can get at it from both ways. So I don't think they believe Canada can guard this.
Lite längre ut.
han längre.
Ja,
Det var ju också
ja
då.
lite grann.
Men han var väldigt mesigt så.
Ja,
Hey,
Så jag tänkte att han kanske blir bra ändå. Men
jag var ju sugen att slå.
Canada still has the opportunity of making a good freeze here. Make it difficult for Sweden. It's just, I think the lack of sweepers just makes it so much harder because you've got no one to give you that feedback
No,
either
not
on the
really.
stones. You just need to
no.
look at your own
How's
stones,
the
and
weight? Giving up?
Yeah, you got
it's
lots.
trickier if
No,
you're
it's not
used to
moving.
playing with sweepers anyway.
No.
And this one has got
Uh-oh.
plenty of weight. And oh dear.
Well, that's really a poor shot from Kimberly Tuck. Sweden suddenly looking in very good shape here.
Too heavy or am I just
And
you're right.
importantly, they
Four.
do have last stone advantage. So there are 2 Swedish counters remaining here. One from Camilla and then
Get that much more, it doesn't
Per
move all the way.
Narain with his last stone.
Yeah, he just wanted to freeze down there, leave an angle, make it difficult for Sweden to remove the shot stone, and instead he removed it himself. So Swedes just need to make good use of this.
So how far into the house with this? Right up to the Swedish counters, or
I think they would like to leave it a bit shorter, maybe top 12, 8 foot to, well, because otherwise they would probably leave at least a triple.
yes. Certainly don't want to put the guard too far out in front in case Canada get one behind, because there's a good chance here for Sweden to score multiple points. Well, they're right up to the...
It's almost like the ice just
Antingen lär vi
så att
minst.
det,
changed, or the players are not really catching on to.
jag tänkte
To the
såhär,
weight.
nu minns jag spelaren så jag kan sop. Liksom, så jag har ju
Ja.
sopen också.
Men det är lika här. Alltså egentligen är
Well, I'm a little surprised about the line at times too, because the accuracy is quite far off the required line. They're not just missing by a few centimetres, but quite a bit more than that on 1 or 2 of these shots.
Yeah, remember, when you don't have sweepers, I think it's easy to just think that you need to do all the work yourself, so you might just give it that bit extra that you don't when you have 2 sweepers that can hold both the line and the weight for you. And you might just want to play it like you would do in a regular game, and then try and use the sweeping that you have. But it's still the first game, and the players are still getting used to the
You gonna get any roll?
Nope.
to being in Scotland and
Nope.
being in this arena and on the ice, so we might see them catch on.
Well, that's a good shot from Wayne Tuck. Had to catch the inside of that. Got a really good line on that one. And saved, or well on the way
Take
to
it,
saving what looked like quite a bad end for Canada.
I wonder if Sweden can see any of this.
Well, that was an important stone.
Jag ska ju träffa han så här.
This is a thin double playing
Nej,
this
så där.
from the outside. It's quite risky too.
Chance for Sweden to lie,
Well, they could get 3 if they make it.
Hårdare.
Jag måste försöka
to
spela
get
lite
3
hårdare.
points here. This is the last stone of the end.
Thin slash double is what Per Norén is looking for. Almost looks like he could just pick the single one out from on the outturn
Ta
side.
lite till.
Yes, could come around
Curls a
from
lot too.
right to left on the right hand side as we look at it. Just push that red one out, but he's going for this.
And what has he got?
Japp, japp.
He's not far away.
Oh. And it'll be
Ja,
enough
den jag var lite
to score
sen på
2.
den.
Ja, men den tog ju för tunn.
Tog den för tunn?
Well,
They're just trying to figure out what happened, but what happened is they scored 2.
Nej, den skulle ha tagit det tyngre.
Ja, jag
Men
tyckte
du,
det.
det säger det är inte lätt att hänga efter sten i den där farten.
so the one thing I don't think they'd factored in was that shooter, that second Canadian stone
Ja, den,
hitting right onto
No.
the back, one of their own. That they thought it would go outside, but in fact it went straight back.
Yeah, they wanted to hit it even thinner to make
Ja,
it
tog den kanske
go
sådär
past.
And it would have caught maybe a little more of the front one, but the end result was 2 for Sweden, and the game moves on to 4-4 after 5 ends of play. 3 more ends remaining here. It's an A10 game, the mixed doubles.
You want us to?
You see it again. It's kind of the same release. It comes out a little bit tight and then puts the stone out to the broom. It's a nice shot though. Scores them 2. And we have a lot of tight games. Japan, Slovakia at 3 each. Finland, Estonia on 2 each. Latvia is up 3-2 on Scotland. And Kazakhstan leading by 1 point, 3-2 over Slovenia. Couple of really new teams this year. Brazil on their first ever World Curling Federation event, if I'm right. And Belarus, first time in mixed doubles. So, and yeah, also Kazakhstan being new to this event.
Yep. Yep.
Kazakhstan getting their first 2-lane curling rink in Almaty last winter time.
Känns det som man får utnyttja
Wonder if that will
solen
mean
lite tajtare.
lots
Nu
of
är vi
good
inte
curlers
tajta.
appearing from Kazakhstan.
And once again, Pernorian is absolutely perfect with his first draw. And it's up to Kimberly Tuck to follow. On to freeze just the side of the yellow. Try and make sure they have good angles.
Yep, 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 yep.
But this one
Yep,
looks
turn it
short.
off.
It will curl a bit too much. Wreck on the guard instead. It's not the end of the world when you have the last stone advantage. I actually like it when the team sticks the guard out a little bit.
Still light.
Change
Still tight.
it up, but then you need to take them a bit further because that gap now is it's not very wide, so it's gonna be difficult to
Körde
make
vi
a
samma
play
is då?
and use them as corner guards.
Håll rent! Håll rent!
Haken
So
nära.
4
kom igen,
stones
kör.
remaining in this end for each team.
Sweden's trying to guard the gap,
Vi är en liten glugg då, men
and it might be a
Svår.
small one there, but it's not easy to come through it. And Canada just needs to open things up, remove the yellows. And Scotland just scored 5 over Latvia to now take a 7-3 lead. That's what happens in mixed doubles, and the fans here in Dumfries are very happy.
Okay, good.
The Wayne Tuck makes a double, but he will leave the shooter up there as a center guard. It's a red one.
Thank you.
Of course, you'd rather be running your own stones in than your opponent's, but still pretty high. And Sweden could maybe still guard by coming around this. Make sure that the run back isn't really there for Canada.
Ja.
And Canada has changed the order of play again. Kimberly Tuck will be playing the last stone.
Oh, And was that a hogline violation from Camilla? She has to remove the stone. Of course, we do have the eye on the hog technology, so if the red lights go on, it means you were over. Looks like it's difficult to see from our camera.
But that was red light. Flashing.
Det räcker att det är en sån här då.
Nej, det är
B sweep. I'll sweep.
Costly mistakes.
No, I'll sweep.
So are they tapping the red one back now? I don't think they're running it back because they have a bit too much ice for that.
Close.
Well, just playing a controlled
Close. Yep. Yep.
weight here.
Yep.
Not too thin.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Yep. The main thing is you want to get your shooter out of there, right?
Yep. Okay.
Just trying
Yeah.
to get another stone into the house, I think,
Yeah,
whilst
good
removing
call.
the guard.
If not playing too much weight means you get another one in there, and it's something that Sweden's going to need to worry about.
Okay, good throw.
Spela på
Like
lite grann då.
Like the
Because I mean, Sweden could still guard this and have a guarded shot stone, but then they're always going to risk Canada playing the in-off off their own, and then could be too red. So, going to try and do it themselves.
Bra, det curlar mer än jag trodde åt det där hållet.
And I think this is something that we want to keep
var lite
an eye on,
satt också, men
because in mixed doubles
tycker jag
there's
låg
so
liksom lite
much
inne, eller
play
jag vågar inte riktigt.
outside and in.
Utåt curlar det
That
hur mycket som
when the
helst.
teams all of a sudden play inside and out, then it's hard to know how much is going to curl, and it'll normally break a bit more.
Synd där. Ja.
Nej, själv på filmen.
So having a good look at this one.
Man lägger lite mitt på här då. Lite mer mitt på.
So this is the last of Wayne Tuck's stones in this sixth end. 2 stones remaining after this. One from Kimberly Tuck, but one in between times from Perna Rain.
Whoa. No.
back 8.
No.
Back 4. Back 8.
No.
Oh, we're not touching this.
Trying to get the right angle here.
Okay, that's fine, Wayne.
That's a good shot.
Okay.
Even if you would have liked to keep the red around somewhere, removing it, it's not.
Oh.
It's not the end of the world.
Yep.
Because they're now sitting frozen on the
Gadda
yellow.
nära då. Här.
Jag var här, va? Ska du vara lite mer...
Ja.
What's the plan then?
Guarding.
That's. I'm hoping you were going to say that.
Clever Swedes.
So important thing in the guard shot here is to get the perfect line, preventing a takeout by Canada. Sweden would then secure their steal of a point. They are lying first shot on the 1 foot circle in the middle there.
Yeah, they could still leave Canada a run back, but it would only be for 1, probably, as long as the guard is in front of the rings. And it's definitely making it more difficult for Canada.
Det är bra linje. Prova att stanna. Hur lång är den? Nej, kör du. Kör! Kom igen då! Kom igen lite till! Räcker.
So that would be a nice line. And if Canada was ever to run this straight back to try and score one, then their shooter would be in front of the rings, and Sweden's not really risking to lose more than one.
Oh, it's a pretty good spot.
No, they're going to try and come in off the wide yellow instead. Maybe get the double for 2. We know that it curls playing this turn, and she needs a lot of weight to execute. Some extension from Kimberly Tuck, the last stone of the 6th end. Possible deuce on the way.
Curl.
Okay. Too much ice. Sorry.
And she won't curl enough. Hits it too thin.
1 yellow.
Steal of 1, and Sweden's worked their way back in the game.
Sorry, too much ice.
So after 6 ends,
Hey, I gotta get a
Sweden
steal for
5, Canada
Okay,
4.
you want to do the middle 3 then?
Well, it doesn't, I don't know what's getting us more in trouble.
Both teams playing their first game in these
Either one.
World Mixed Doubles Curling Championships here in Dumfries in southern Scotland.
Okay.
Yep, it's fine. Sorry.
Yep, and while we wait for the 7th end to start, Kazakhstan now has a 5-2 lead over Slovenia. Scotland still with the 7-3 lead over Latvia. They scored a huge 5 in the 5th end. Finland's up 4-2 on Estonia, and Japan has a 4-3 lead over Slovakia. And a bit of confidence issues in the Canadian team. Just heard Kimberly say, what gets us into more trouble? Me missing at 1 and 5 or me missing at 2, 3 and 4? It's maybe not what you want to be saying to yourself in the middle of a world championship, but could also be a way to put a smile on your partner's face and then keep going. I don't know, it's still a very tight game, so no reason to get all that worried quite yet.
Well, a more interesting statistic is perhaps that when the Canadians have changed their order, they haven't won too much with Kimberly playing the last stones, but they won a bit more with Wayne playing the last stones. They got their 2 twos when he hit the last stones. So that might be something I would be paying attention to.
Yeah, but one of them was him drawing through the house, so that was Kimberly having a good setup too. So maybe just need a little boost here.
So they're sticking with Kimberly at first shot and 5th shot. Just to recap on these rules.
Oh, line.
Yep, line. Hard line. Oh, damn. Hard line. Hard line, hard line, hard line. Smash it off. Smash it off.
At each end, who plays the 1st and 5th and who plays the 2nd, 3rd and 4th shots in the end. The Swedes have stuck with the same combination all the way through, but Canada have switched back and forward.
And another wreck on the guard gets a bit more separation this time, which isn't as bad, but Sweden can still come in with another one here. They would have really liked to, if they're going to wreck, remove the yellow a bit further and get some room. Because that way you can kind of go and try and set up your deuce like you would in a regular game.
Bara stanna, Camilla. Bara stanna.
73% Camilla.
Yeah, remember, kind of without sweeping, I think it's quite good.
Bara stanna.
If you can hit 70s or 80s in this game, then I think you'll be quite solid.
Jag har fått en liten styrning.
Lite så.
Gjorde jag?
Ja, och därför var liksom, ja i och för sig har man kunnat haft tur och styrt lite. Men alltså den tog ju fart ungefär mitt på. Jag förstod att den här kommer kalla mycket.
%81% for Wayne Tuck. Certainly acceptable mixed doubles numbers.
Wait there.
Okay, you got room, yeah, you gotta let it curl. It's gotta curl.
Back
Try
forward.
and freeze.
Nope.
on an angle on the yellow one in the rings.
You sure?
Well, you're not by, so I was just gonna tap it.
Well, no, you want to get out of the way.
So not really communicating clearly means that the center is now completely clogged up. And I think Sweden's going to play a hit and
Funny
roll
track.
off of this to get a roll in there, and also to prevent Canada from using it to roll in.
Again.
Well, at the moment, Sweden looking pretty good here. They've got a half
Har du
check
mål,
on these
eller?
2 front
Eller
stones
vill
of
du
their
spela
own,
lite till?
which makes the raise
Eller vill du spela lite till?
Lite till.
difficult. Canada, of course, can raise that red one of theirs onto the yellow potentially, just. But
Japp!
Sweden
Janet!
going for the hit and roll in.
Ingenting
Poor
då.
Camilla being
Ingenting.
shouted at to sweep before she's finished her delivery.
Jag vet inte vilken kommer som konstig linje. Alltså, han låg ju
They're really
långt
giving each
utanför.
other a lot of
Men
feedback,
fan då, så
these two.
klickar av.
So Per was trying to get that to roll out instead, because he realized that they were never going to get the roll in.
Nej,
I think it's really hard to come tearing out with your delivery and
Open.
leap up and
Leave
run
that one
down
there
the
and
ice.
open this up.
It's more important
think you'll
really
just
to
guard
get
it?
the line just perfectly
Well, then you
right.
got the double if you want.
Okay, that's fine.
Or Far Rock gets in there for a second. I don't
that's
think he's
fine.
going to guard it.
So what kind of weight?
Control.
And you want to play it off here, right?
Oh,
Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
one over
Half a rock. But if it happens to curl up, you nail the,
here? Well, I'll sweep, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, here. More. More.
So are they opening up
drawing
or
well
running
that
it down?
Well, I think they're trying to run it, but I don't think he's going to play it that much weight on this so that he can use the curl. And also he can catch up with the stone if he's going to be sweeping it. So if you've got some confidence in the ice and you play good direction, then you can certainly do much more with not too much weight on the stone. Well, he's watching the line, and
Yep.
Kimberly's the one for the sweeping.
Right up.
Looks quite good.
Yeah, pretty
What
good
will he
looking
have?
line.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, well, he overswept that one.
yeah, didn't see that coming, because he was calling for it to sweep too, so I thought they were going to be perfect.
Sorry, I was caught.
Ah.
Like, I think you can hold it, and then when you got to the...
I can't hold it.
Oh, they were probably going for the double then. It's
Jeez,
tricky
you
when
just-
you go for either the double or the race, because it's fairly usual that you end up with something in between.
Well, that was something in between, as it turned out. So, Sweden lying shot here. Fairly well protected by their own 2 stones. And Camilla Johansson
ingenting.
tearing after
Yep.
this one.
Janet! Stenhårt! Helvete vad han kör.
Oh, they were just going to pick the back one.
Ut med den där då.
Ja, men
Well, why would you play that shot?
I'm not sure. It looked like they could just have played the guard there.
Absolutely, because the back stone's not really doing them any harm.
No.
And they're lying nicely guarded behind these 2. Neither team can raise the 2 with any to any effect
Should be.
on the Swedish guarded stone, which is now gone, of course.
Rain? A little slower in this spot?
No, now, well, Sweden have the shot stone, and it's behind the corner guard, sort of. Not really that something that Canada could score 2 on, but there are these 2 checked yellow guards, so if Canada get one around here, Sweden's never going to be able to reach it.
Well, for me, that was a very strange shot to select by Per and Camilla.
Play the weight. Line's good. Yep. Yep.
Line only.
So
Yeah.
chance here to draw behind
Stay
these
close,
2
stay close.
Swedish stones
Stay
and make it
close.
tough for
Line's really good. Go, Wayne.
Sweden to get to this.
Whoa,
He's got
touching him.
pretty good looking line and a nice weight
Whoa,
on this.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
If he can finish just short of the tee line, which he has, well, great shot from
Amazing.
Wayne Tuck, beautifully played.
Good shot.
And of course you can't raise either of these yellow stones onto it because neither of them have a straight run at the red.
Vi lär försöka frysa på den där.
Cross-checking each other at the front,
Det är frågan vilket
which is
håll.
great if you're the stone behind, but not so good if you're
Kanske
trying to get
bättre
rid
att
of
göra
it.
frysningen från det hållet så att man inte styr så här eller någonting.
Precis, ja men det gör vi.
So Canada have the last stone advantage here, and they're
Krymper vi
looking
i alla fall åt dem. Då krymper vi i alla
pretty
fall
good
åt
for
dem. Då får de ta en tvåa, så
two
har de
if
ett och vi är sista.
Pernarin can't make something with this shot. I think
Känns
he's
det
got
som
to
att
play
det har
some kind of
lite till.
draw that
Ja,
makes it as tough as possible for Kimberly Tuck to make her second shot. Following this stone that Wayne Tuck put there wouldn't be a bad shot at all. With a little bit more weight on it, might be able to just touch it back and lie first stone. So challenging shot here for Maureen with his last stone here in the 7th end.
Yeah, remember we play 8 ends in mixed doubles. Of course, with an extra end if it's a tie, but
Den är lång.
starting to come down to the final stages of this game. Calling this one long, but I don't think it is. It's just really curling because it was hanging a bit wide. It's
Tyckte
losing
de var långa men
so much more
eller för
weight.
att man klev ut lite då.
Well, that's quite a poor shot. If he was right up to the red stone there, it would force the draw to a small area
det var
for
en
Canada.
jävla skillnad på-
But as it is, they've got the whole of the white circle to draw to pick up their 2 points and go back into the lead.
Yep, final stone of the 7th end. And I mean, if Sweden would have been able
Still in the
to
red.
force Canada to just a 1, they're going to be in a good position. But now this looks like a great draw for 2, even though it was close. How far can Per sweep this? Will he have it? No, it's enough. And the score of 2 for Canada. They will have a 1-point lead before the final end of the game.
Thought it was through, so I was trying to kiss it.
Shot. Yeah, I know. You had good weight.
Okay,
So 6 shots to 5,
What
Canada
was that back for?
lead over Sweden in this first round of play
No, it's that was
like I
perfect.
felt like I threw
Looked like it was
in
going down.
the B section of the mixed doubles. And 1 end remains here.
Well, mine, I don't know. You did good to get a set of, I don't know, your draw weight's better than mine, and this is important, right?
Okay.
Are you okay with that? Okay. Here.
Just discussing
Okay, let's go.
the order for this last regulation end.
And there was the really unlucky shot again by Camilla, over curling, removing her own shot stone. 1 end remaining.
Yeah. One little tricky spot on this side, but other than that, it's great.
Wayne Tuck then
Mine's good.
is going to play the
How's
first
weight? Yep.
stone and the 5th
How's
stone
weight?
here.
Room. Room.
So this
You got lots of
is
room with the weights. good.
yet
You got
again a
lots of room.
change of order for Canada.
Curl.
If they steal, they win the game. If they force Sweden to 1, they have an extra end. Sweden need to score 2 to win this.
Ja, gör det!
Då får det vara lite här då.
So I think both teams have been feeling their way a little bit in this first round, although they had quite a bit of practice time yesterday during the practice day.
Nej, nej, nej.
Still just not quite familiar with the ice, I don't think.
Yeah. Too long.
Struggling a little bit just to
Kom igen då.
get the perfect weight.
This looks like they've found some good line.
Ja, det är bra Per.
It's a nice shot by
Jag
Per.
sopar för jag tycker den känns lite lös.
Still Canada lying shot.
Kimberly Tuck will play the second, third and fourth stones here. Well, that's certainly one unique element of the mixed doubles game, where you can switch the order of the two players.
Go, go, go. 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 You cannot
Okay.
rock is slow.
Well, you
Could be
were
the
further in
recipe
process.
for marital disharmony, I think, at times. But anyway,
Well, we do see a lot of couples playing mixed doubles. Both
absolutely.
the teams on this sheet.
Yes.
You know, the Czech team and the Norwegian team, and I think it's a lot of them.
Yep.
Camilla now coming round the other side.
Hjälp!
2 red guards. Sweden need to
Kan hända
score
att det
2.
blir picka upp garden.
Oh, and this is short too. They're trying to split the guards instead.
Det är helt okej.
Per saying it's
Den är helt
fine,
okej. Det är nästan så att han bättre än tar i garden.
but
I och för sig, då går man
Canada
förbi så
keeps
har man
guarding
en
this. Sweden's
rak.
going to be in big trouble
Like
still.
a 3? Like a 3?
Well,
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Get a guard in here somewhere.
Okay.
Pray for our lives then.
Okay.
Well, the best guard might well be one right up to the face of that yellow stone on the top of the green 4-foot circle.
We'll just guard and pray.
Still on the yellow right now. Yep, 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 yep.
Sit. Okay.
I'm not sure putting another one in there is going to help them a lot. It might actually help Sweden because they can get at the reds.
Det är ingen roll vad
Well,
spelsten
if
på
Kimberly
vägen.
Tuck had been able to just half check on that Swedish stone, it would have been okay, but
Yes,
just bouncing off it is
Om man spelar den här handen.
not quite so good. Good chance here to remove the one at the back.
River vi den så är det
Remove
helt
both of them
okej.
actually. Just need to be careful of the line though, because if you hit it too square, you're going to take your own Swedish one out at the back.
Det gör ingenting om du sätter den rakt i den heller.
And running out of stones. It's not 8 stones in the end here. There's only 5 playing stones, so
yeah, if you're going to make a move, you better make it as soon as you have the chance.
exactly.
På den eller?
Ah,
You can't play the delaying game too much in this mixed doubles setup.
You certainly can't.
So
We have one game finished, and I can tell you that Kazakhstan, in their first game in the World Mixed Doubles Curling Chip ever, they won, and they did beat Slovenia 9-3. Scotland has an 8-4 lead, Finland a 4-3 lead over Estonia, and it's 4-4 between Japan and Slovakia as Camilla Johansson is really trying for this double, and she's got it. Well, she's not removing that one completely,
Ja, bra Camilla.
but they are now sitting 2.
yes, pretty good shot in the circumstances. She makes the connection on that back one, which was the key point in it all to get that removed. Lies 2, and the one on the top of the 4-foot circle is in very good shape for Sweden. Sweden have last stone here, and they do lie 2. 3 stones remaining. This one from Kimberly Tuck, and then the 2
Wait.
from
Close, I think.
We're still in the yellow.
Pearl Lorraine and
Still in the yellow.
Wayne Tuck.
Still in the yellow. No, still in the yellow. Curl rock. Curl rock.
Oh,
Yep.
got it by.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Okay.
Is it even enough to set shot?
She has made a great stone. So
Ja, vi tar en timeout för att diskutera lite.
Timeout called for Sweden, just to get some chance to discuss it for a while. Gonna bring coach Mikael Andersson down to the ice.
Kanske halva ungefär.
well, at the moment, it's probably Sweden that lie first shot, but the problem here is that they have to try and score 2
Ja, men jag tänkte att om vi ska spela
to go to the extra end. To win the game, I beg
Då
your
får
pardon.
vi hellre
6-5 the score in favour of Canada, but Sweden do have last stone here. Canada looking to steal a point, but I think that top Swedish stone counts first shot here at the moment.
Försöka snedfrysa
It's how to
egen.
get the 2,
Det
that's
är
what the
lite så här,
discussion's
va,
all
det är en
about.
jävla sving, men samtidigt så ligger de kvar lite här ute. Det finns ju 2 alternativ alltså. Det är om man ska spela en hackfart och bara styra undan den här lite, för då har de ingen vettig rygg om de gör en till dragning. Ja, och grejen är så här att man kan ju spela en som tar fart, så kan man ju frysa den, eventuellt peta den lite grann. För så här är det nu, vi har ju skotten.
Ungefär
det-
halva.
Du ser ju nästan lite av egen. Det är därför det är så jävla lurigt slag. Man vill
Det
ju
blir
inte spela någonting så att du...
Delar undan den själv.
Man kan ju spela en renhållning så här. Det gör ju ingenting om vi skjuter bort den här gula. Eller?
Nej.
Ja. Vad tycker du då?
So yellow is line shot,
Bestäm du.
and they're talking about playing hack weight to remove the red, roll out. They don't want to leave backing
Ligger han kvar, då ska han ju stanna så här.
for Canada to draw on.
Samtidigt, de får ju dra hit.
But curls a lot once it goes, so they're scared that they're going to chip off their own yellow if they get too much curl.
Spela
So
den här farten.
then they're talking about playing up weight on the back red and just picking it clean, basically sit one and just make Canada play a tricky shot, and then they will probably have a chance for 2, I guess.
Well, the big danger, as you pointed out, is over curling a little bit and
Yeah, and picking
taking
your
their
own
own
yellow
one
out.
out, and that
'cause-
would indeed be horrible
yes,
Tror det så här
at
då!
this stage.
and it's also a bit tricky because the stones tend to hang a bit wide, and then the curl comes late, so they're also afraid of, just wrecking on the guard. But that would be better than picking out your own yellow, because then they would still be sitting shot. Could force the extra end.
And they are playing
Yep.
controlled weight
Yep.
here.
Nej! Nej! Lugnt, var
Well,
med! Japp!
seems to be
Nej!
fairly close with
Japp!
the
Nej! Nej!
sweeping
Var
up
med!
and down
Japp!
here.
Japp!
Yep.
Get it! Get it!
Starting to come now. I
Get
think
it!
they're going to be fine past their own, but want it to roll a bit as well. It's a good shot, because it means that Canada can't freeze and be shot. So
Yeah, they just got a little nudge on the back one too
Ja, det
to
är bra.
just push it further back, which meant, as you point out, that Canada can't freeze it and be the first stone here. So there
Got to
are
make sure I'm second.
2 stones now remaining.
Am I sweeping or you?
Sweden are lying 3.
Okay, let's go.
now are they just drawing? Or freezing to try and force the extra?
But well, they could try and freeze the. Are they trying to come round the guard and freeze the front stone of Sweden?
Yeah, if they can angle freeze it, it won't really be a gap for Sweden to draw. They'd have to go all the way out wide and then try and hit full forfeit, which could be tricky.
It has to be very accurate for weight though, because if they just ping off this and lie exposed, then there's a chance to
Line's
remove
good.
it from play.
Bouncing, Lane.
Whoa, whoa.
Bouncing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure you bounce and roll. Yep.
Kimberly's
Yep.
worried about it bouncing
Whoa.
off, which
Okay,
it could
so
do.
Good.
Well,
Okay.
enough to leave Sweden sitting only one, but they have the full forfeit to draw for the win. They have the extra end for sure.
Ja, nej, men vi ska ju göra fri dragningen in.
Hela på grön. Vad har
so
vi
that
då?
Canadian stone was always going to run into these
Mer.
back counters of Sweden's, but the draw for the game is on at the moment. The game is, before the stone is played, it's a tied game, so it would be an extra end, but a chance here for Per Norén to draw for one. Has to be said, he's only perhaps played one or two draws in this last
Ta lite mindre.
position, and
He's
the one
made
I
the
remember,
first one perfect so many times though. They
yes,
normally place it on the other side, am I right?
he had rather a poor one with the last stone at one of the earlier ends, but that was one of the only draws
Lite
at
långt.
this position. He played some great draw shots with his first stones.
Okay, so this could be the final stone of the game, but it needs to curl. Can't wreck. Oh, he will. And now what's going to happen?
Sorry.
He's going to be very lucky, I think.
I think it's enough.
I think it is enough, yes.
Oh, are we going to see a measure for the win?
Yeah, it is.
It's enough.
It is enough.
You can measure if you want,
Kimberly.
but I think it's.
Sorry.
What?
No, it's yellow.
Yeah.
It's yellow.
Okay.
So,
Thank you. Good luck, eh?
So-
Per Norén apologising
Good game. Good luck.
for,
Good
well,
game.
he had good weight, wrecked a little bit, still enough to score a deuce, and
Vi kommer bli lite på den där, därför vill jag
Sweden
minska
gets
på den.
away with the win in the first game.
Forten hade ju stoppat.
So 2 points in the last end,
Ja,
giving
precis.
Men det där
Per
var ju
Norén
bara-
and Camilla Johansson an opening 7-6 victory
Adrenalin i den där sista.
in the B section of the World Mixed Doubles Championship. And a tight game it was all the way through. Swedish support up in the warm lounge watching. Another aquavit for them. So we're just going to show you a recap of the game here and an interview in a moment or two. Sarah will have a chat to the winning skip, Per Norén from Sweden, with that opening victory. And in the other games, just to keep you posted, Scotland defeated Latvia 8-4, Kazakhstan winning over Slovenia 9-3, 5-4. Japan beat Slovakia, and the last game still going on, Finland, Estonia, as you can see in the distance. So, recap. In the first end, Kimberly Tuck throwing her stone away, giving up 1 point. No chance for Canada to score, and Sweden steal a point there. And in the second end, Kimberly Tuck with last stone again, having a go at raising into the centre, just touching that yellow stone across to let Sweden steal another point and go 2 ahead. But in the third end, things looking much better for Canada. A chance here with this draw from Wayne Tuck for 3. But he will be wide and heavy, and Canada only take the 2.
I throw 3-4. You throw whatever. You still throw 7-8.
Tie the game at 2-2. And on the fourth end, Canada looking pretty good. Lying 3 with this last stone from Per Noreen. He will try to remove 2, only gets 1 away, and a steal of 2 points for the Canadians to lead 4-2 at the halfway point. So Sweden now trailing, but with this shot, chance to pick up some points for Sweden. And they will remove these Canadian stones. 4-4 the game now tied after 5 ends. And the attempt to take that Swedish counter off the button, just failing. Sweden picking up a point there in the 6th. And here in the 7th end, chance for Kimberly Tuck to draw for 2, which she does.
Okay, want me to stay?
Canada once again taking the lead, 6 shots to 5. And as we just saw a moment or two ago, Sweden the chance to draw for 2 to win the game. The stone from Per Noreen just catching the guard, and lucky for him, it rolls, and he still gets the second point to win the game 7 shots to 6 after the 8th end. And we can now hear from Per Noreen, who is speaking with Sarah.
Congratulations. What did you think of your start?
It's the best we can get. I think we meet the worst team in the tournament, the best team in the tournament in the first game. So I think it's a good merit for us to beat Canada in the first game.
You do have a silver medal from 2012. How's your previous experience helping you?
Oh, I hope we have
I think we have a good experience of that, and this match is the first match I was nervous, but I think the more game we play, we have been here before, and I think that is good that we have a silver medal from last time we play.
So finally, what went through your mind when he was playing his final shot? Good luck with the rest of your week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, thoughts of Sweden, talking to Sarah Carlson there, and that only remains for me, Richard Harding, to say thank you very much for watching our show, and Sarah and I will return for another game a little bit later on, but from Dumfries in the south of Scotland, a very good afternoon to everybody.